Welcome to the first Digital Dynasty Q&A. I'm Alex Peterson, the founder of this community. And in our small but growing community, we have 5 questions that we're going to go over today. So let's jump right into it. Our first one is Travis, who asked, when trying to establish authority in a particular setting, how can you do that with short form content? Any tips and strategies would be great. So I assume what you mean by establishing authority in a particular setting is like you're making a video for a product or service and you want some authority with the viewer as you try to sell that product or service. So the number one way is obviously going to be showing some kind of success, volume in sales, some kind of social proof. Whatever you're selling is actually something that people want and have used in the past. There's a lot of different ways that you can do that. For example, in my various short form content accounts that I'm using to try to grow this community, I'll show screenshots or revenue or like view counts from accounts that I've grown so that people know that I'm actually someone who has gotten views in the past and I'm an authority on success in short form content creation. Now, another really good way that you can do that if you don't already have that social proof would be, like in my case, making the content really good. Because if you have someone who's saying that they're teaching you how to make short form content and the video sucks, then they lose all authority right away. But if it's just objectively a really good video and easy to watch and is interesting, then that's already an authority right there because it's right in front of your face that the video is good. This guy must know how to make good short form content. I should probably listen to him. Now that might be something different. Like I can think of a few examples. There's one account that's really big on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. He's basically just a lawn care business, but what he does is he shows time lapses of doing lawn care at one of his clients' homes. And he'll specifically pick ones that look really bad before. So that's one way that you show authority of like, okay, this guy does a really good job because I'm looking at this house that has terrible lawn care and he spends all day there and you can see it through the time lapse and then it looks really good in the end. So really what you want to do is in some form, you want to show and not tell. If you want to drop a comment right under this and just let me know whatever it is that you're trying to sell, then I can probably give you more personalized information on what establishing authority might look like for you. Okay, great question, Travis. Let's move on to the next one. Steven asks, hi, what do you think the best platform is to focus on creating shorts? Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, maybe a combination, or all of those are worth posting on? So this is a really good question. The short answer is that you should be posting on everything, but there's a little bit of nuance to that. For example, if you're trying to sell a product that's B2B, then TikTok isn't the best place to do that. The best place for that is probably going to be on something like LinkedIn. But if you want to make short form content for it, the best platform is probably going to be YouTube. Because what you have with YouTube is more of a search engine almost than a social media platform. People are looking on YouTube like they're looking on Google. And so you're going to have a lot more businesses on something like YouTube than you are on even Instagram, which would probably be second on the list. But then the last would be TikTok, because people go to Instagram and TikTok mostly for entertainment. You're not going to have there's not going to be as large of a community of business owners that are looking to buy from you on something like Instagram or TikTok, but they are on YouTube and almost all of them are going to be on LinkedIn. So if you can figure out how to monetize those two, that's going to be the ones that you want to focus on the most. But honestly, I think if you're making content for YouTube Shorts and you're not posting it on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, then you're probably just missing out on a lot of impressions anyways. The nice thing is that all of these short form content social media platforms have the same format. So if you make a really good video for YouTube, you might as well just throw it up on Instagram too, and TikTok and Facebook. But what I would recommend is to focus on one. Watch a bunch of YouTube shorts if that's what you're trying to do. For example, if you're a B2B, watch a whole bunch of YouTube shorts. Figure out the style that you see on YouTube because it's going to be a little bit different than what you see on Instagram and TikTok or Facebook, and then mold your content to really fit YouTube style. But the first thing you got to do is figure out where your potential clients are. If you're looking for people to be entertained, TikTok's going to be the best place. If you're looking for B2B, like I said, YouTube would be better. Okay, great question, Steven. The next one is from Josh. Let's say I wanted to spend 10 minutes a day. What structure or plan, bullet point your idea, would you recommend that would create the greatest ROI on time? That's a good question because I know time is a constraint for a lot of people and you can't spend all of your time on content, even though I recommend doing that. I understand where you're coming from. So my answer to this question is kind of going to tie into the one that we have next. But basically my advice would be to figure out 5 to 10 styles of video with different formats and get really good at making those 5 or 10. The way that you're going to figure out what those formats are is by kind of shotgun style, making a whole bunch of different formats and seeing what perform the best. So for example, when I sign on a new client, I'll spend the first month just trying everything. I'll try a review style, UGC style, I'll try like an ad format, I'll try skits, just every kind of style that you can think of. And then usually by the end of the month, we'll see 5 or 10 videos that actually performed pretty well. So then I'll zero in on those formats that I did and just reinvent myself every single day, but staying in that same format. My point with all this is that when you've locked in those 5 to 10 formats, you're really gonna know how to make that video, and you can do it quickly. Most of the clients, once I'm in my second or third month, it only takes me about 10 minutes, 30 minutes max to actually make the video. You're also gonna build up a big folder of stock footage that you can pull from so you don't have to film every single day. And the other technical aspect of that would just be to spend a lot of time with your editing tools, get familiar with how they work, and learn shortcuts for them, and eventually you'll get quicker over time. So to kind of bullet point what I'm saying here, first you wanna figure out what kind of format you're gonna be working with. You're gonna wanna systematically list out what that is and come up with a bunch of different ideas for each format. So like, for example, when I go to make a video for a client in the morning, I'll have a list of like 20, sometimes 50, sometimes 100 different ideas that I can just choose from that I've already pre-planned out. I see a lot of people just spending so much time trying to come up with the actual idea, and you get writer's block and you run into all kinds of roadblocks. But if you already have a bunch of really good ideas because you know what formats you're working within and you know which ones work, then it's really easy. You just start making the video because you have all these ideas ready to go. And finally, just get really good at editing. Use it a lot. You're gonna learn the shortcuts and figure out what your workflow is. You kind of want it to be the same thing every single day. For all my clients, I know exactly what kind of video I'm making within the 30 seconds that I start working on it. Great question, Josh. Robert asks, hey, thanks for this Q&A. You're welcome. I'm wondering, how do you keep your ideas fresh and avoid burnout while consistently creating short form content? So this is a really good question. This is something that I dealt with super early in my career. I would spend so much time on the first 3 or 5 videos, and then I would just feel like I just used up all my good ideas. I don't have anything left. I'm just gonna be remaking the same stuff all month. This isn't new, it isn't fresh, it's not creative. I already spent all of my creative energy on making those first 5 so good that I'm like burnt out. I don't have any good ideas. Get writer's block. But like I said in answering that last question, you want to figure out what formats actually work, because then you at least know that there's no problem recreating a video if it did well before. So for example, in the Virality Bootcamp course in the classroom, I reinvent a video that got 7 million views on the TikTok. There's slight changes within it, but the hook is very similar. The shots in it are very similar, and the script is very similar too. It's a little bit different, but it's pretty much the same video. So that idea was already there for me. That way you can be consistent, but not repetitive on things that aren't gonna actually have an ROI. So don't be discouraged by remaking videos. Just make sure that the videos that you're remaking are ones that actually have some social proof that you know will convert. And my other advice would be, use this community to talk to other people, because if you're so in your head about whatever content you're creating, you might just need someone else with a fresh set of eyeballs to give you some ideas about it. You can also do that by looking at other accounts that are in your niche, or even not in your niche, because they're gonna give you ideas for videos. And you can always DM me too. I'm full of ideas for content. I love seeing new brands and brainstorming what kind of angles we can take on it. It's really what I love to do. So don't be afraid to hit me up with a DM or ask in this category, ask me anything. I'll always answer you within a day or two. And the last question is from Carson. How do I get my first client as a short form content creator? So this is probably one of the hardest things if you're taking the agency route of doing content creation for various brands, is just getting that first client. Now, going back to the Virality Bootcamp that's in the classroom, I have an entire sales process section. So I'll just run through that quickly, but if you guys really want the full breakdown of that, you should go check out the Virality Bootcamp. You can get access to the course with a one-time payment of $150, or a better deal that I think, $25 a month, and you get access to a ton more resources and all of my courses. But basically that sales process lesson has about 5 main steps. The first thing that you're gonna wanna do is find your sales avatar. There's 3 aspects of your sales avatar. What is their demographic? Who are they? How old are they? Where are they based? Where do they hang out? Number 2 is the psychographics. How much are they making per month? What niche are they in? How long have they been in business? And third and final is, where are they hanging out? Are they on Instagram? Are they on TikTok? Are they on YouTube? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Snapchat? Or are they nowhere online? Are they a physical business? You want to really get honed in on this, because it's going to tell you exactly who your clients are going to be. And the better you know who your clients are going to be, the better you can find them and the better you can sell to them. Next is going to be building a really good portfolio. If you have social proof, if you've already built accounts, if you've already driven revenue for brands, you want to put that together. I'll show you how to do that in this course. If you don't have that social proof, you want to make 5 to 10 really good mock videos. They can be for brands that exist or brands that you completely make up, but you want to kind of make it in a way that is relevant to the clients that you're picking up. So this is why your sales avatar is so important. You know, if you're going for someone in the pet niche, you don't want to make a bunch of videos about how to fix cars or something. You want it to be at least related to that niche, so that they know that when they're watching those videos that it's something that they could integrate it's not, their brand is something that you could integrate into your style. The next one is going to be finding prospects. So this is probably going to be the hardest part, but that's why our sales avatar is, again, so important, because you know where they hang out. So you know they're at least going to be on what platform and where to search for them on that platform. The hashtag searches are really good. For example, my sales avatar is someone who is selling a physical product. So I can search the hashtag free shipping or hashtag sale today, things like that. And then I'm going to find a bunch of people selling physical products. Again, if you're looking for someone in the pet niche, maybe they're a pet wellness coach, you can do hashtag pet wellness or hashtag pet care, and you're gonna find a bunch of people who are talking about that. There's also a really good paid tool that I show you in this course where you can kind of search through all the ads on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. And it's just one step closer because you know they're actually spending money and they have money to spend on you to create videos for them. The next part is outreach. So this is kind of about your offer and how you're presenting it to the people. There's 4 main things you wanna know about your offer. You wanna know what your potential client's dream outcome is, how to portray to them that you're going to be able to do that, so your perceived likelihood of achievement. You want the dream to be really good, and you want them to really feel like the likelihood that you're going to achieve that is going to be super high. I'm kind of going through this quickly, but like I said, all of the detailed information about this is in the course. There's a few ways you can increase the perceived likelihood of achievement. You can have your portfolio have those mock videos that are just insanely good, so it's hard for them to say no. Or you can have a bunch of social proof, hundreds of thousands of views and proof that you've driven revenue to brands before. The last 2 is, what is the time delay going to be? So how long is it going to be until they're actually going to fulfill that dream? How long is it going to be until you can create that for them? And then the 4th and final one, what kind of effort and sacrifice are they talking about by working with you? Are you going to make it super easy for them, or are you going to post crappy videos and they're going to be like, what the heck is this? This isn't what I wanted at all. If you can portray all of those things in a very positive way in your potential client's mind, it's a very highly likelihood that they're going to say yes to you. All right, guys, so that pretty much concludes the Q&A. Really good questions today. Go ahead and keep dropping them in there. I'm always going to be checking that, and we'll try to do one of these a week. And yeah, I hope that was helpful. You guys have a good one, and keep sending me the videos that you're making. I love watching them.